What is going on, everybody? Grayson here from Profit. Welcome back to the channel. Guys, the Pokemon market is starting to shift a little bit. Money is flowing into different areas of the hobby. We'll touch on that in today's video. I also want to have a little bit of a conversation about the bigger picture, about long-term goals. Because I think when I make videos like this, when other people make videos talking about these shifts, you can potentially lose focus and maybe rethink your strategy, put money into places you maybe don't want it just based on the content you're watching. So we'll have a little bit of a conversation there, but starting off with where some of the money is flowing, it seems like earlier SVR booster boxes are getting a little bit of attention right now. So Paldea evolved, we're back up to around $455 on TCG Player, getting close to all-time highs again. Paldea, it's been in a range where it is moving up slowly over time, which is great. I think that's absolutely normal. It's not going crazy when I look at sales volume on eBay. Every week's fairly consistent, somewhere between 2 and 3 boxes moving per day by it now. But it's getting a little bit more attention, I think, in the YouTube space. And maybe in the short term, that's going to lead to a few more sales over the next 14 to 21 days. That would be my guess. Maybe they pop off. Who knows? I could be surprised, but definitely starting to get a little bit more attention. It makes sense too when you look at some of the cards in here. So Magikarp, we're back over $300 USD, 312, almost 313. The Raichu at this point is actually starting to pull away a little bit. For the longest time, the Tyranitar, the Raichu, the Iono, these were all kind of like the 2, 3, 4 cards in the set, and they're all very similar in terms of pricing. Raichu now being almost $90 USD. The mouse hole is actually the third most expensive card now, which I understand it's very difficult to grade. 67, 68 bucks. Tyranitar a couple dollars behind that, around 65. Then we drop down to Iono, Fuecoco, which is now a $50 card, by the way. So it does make sense that a few more eyes are on a set like Paldea, because I've always been a really big fan of this set. I think it's great. You can go back and watch some of my oldest videos. I used to compare this to Brilliant Stars in terms of depth. I thought there was a lot of great IRs and SIRs in the set. A lot of those are now starting to move, right? They're doubling in price, and that's going to bring the total set value up. It's going to bring the top 10 value up, especially when the Magikarp's now pushing 300, Raichu's almost $100. It adds a lot of validity to this being kind of like an A tier set. I don't think it would ever be S tier, but it's getting up there. So keep an eye on Paldea Evolved, a lot of the IRs and SIRs in the set. The other one, Paradox Rift, this is $275 on TCG Player. People are talking about it a little bit now. I'll say, generally when sets like this make a move, we often see eBay data supporting it. Sales volume will go up. A lot of boxes come off the market. We're not necessarily seeing anything crazy going on with Paradox right now. That could change in the coming weeks, but I think part of this has to do, and I'll show you the 1-month chart here on TCG Player, just not as many sales on the platform. It says 246 over the past month, which in practice is actually 28 days, but you had 183 sell on one day during the Pokemon Day sale. So you remove that, 63 boxes over 28 days. That's a little bit over 2 per day, which is nothing crazy, right? So, this move from 245 up to around 275 now, it's not based on a ton of boxes. And when I look at eBay, it wouldn't move the needle at all, right? So this is kind of where I just think on a platform like TCG Player, there might be just a little bit less supply. This number goes up a lot faster than in theory it should. And then maybe that affects the other markets. Maybe some sellers look at TCG Player, they bump their prices up, they take their boxes off the market. But sometimes that doesn't happen, especially with weaker sets like Paradox Rift, like Temporal Forces. So I'm still kind of on the fence whether I think these are going to run to like $300, $320. My gut instinct tells me that's probably not going to happen. But again, could be wrong. It ultimately depends on how the secondary market views what's happening on TCG Player, which I think it kind of is a case-to-case basis, just depending on the times we're in. Now, some of the cards in Paradox Rift are moving up as well. This is important to note. The Groudon, up to around $93, $94. And you guys can see we're getting fairly close to all-time highs. You know, this card's been pumped up to $95, $100 a couple times in the past, right? And then it's dropped back down. You know, in my opinion, this is an amazing illustration rare. And it's kind of a shame that maybe it's not $150, $200 card, maybe 250, right? I understand pull rates a lot easier. There's a decent amount of these out there, but that would add a lot of validity to a set like Paradox Drift. And then maybe then you'd have more of it moving because people would want to try and open more Paradox and chase the Groudon. But just in terms of artwork, I do think it's top tier. Outside of that, Altaria, $46, $47. Minun is around 40. The Roaring Moon, which for the longest time was the most expensive card in the set, now sitting around $38. Plusle, which in my opinion, I like this artwork more than the Minun, but that's $36. Steelix, 28. Garchomp in that range as well. So you have a very deep set. The unfortunate thing is you just don't have anything crazy inside Paradox Drift, and that is definitely affecting how fast the box is moving. The other set, Temporal Forces, people are bringing this one up as well. It's getting close to $300, and when you look at recent sales, basically right there at $300 today. Now, would I call this a $300 box yet? I haven't done the update for the Esviera in a couple of days. Obviously, I do it every Monday. So next week when I look, I'll be able to give a better opinion on this. But again, it's kind of that conversation where when you look at sales volume over the past month, 180 boxes, well, 111 of those were on Pokemon Day. So you remove those, we're talking about 69 boxes over 28 days. That's a little bit over 2 per day, maybe 2.5, which is decent volume for Temporal, but I don't know if this is actually going to move the needle on other platforms like eBay, because I think a lot of people look at Temporal. It's a set that has been very difficult to move. Generally, if it's like an A tier, S tier set, people are fine taking their inventory off the market and kind of just riding this. But right now, because Temporal's generously, let's call it a B tier set, maybe it's C tier in some people's opinions, you might have sellers who are willing to just keep their boxes listed at 270, 275, 280, just get them moved, right? Get them out the door, pump that money into something like Ascended Heroes, Prismatic Evolutions right now with the reprints happening. So we will see come Monday. I am on the fence with a lot of these sets, but they are starting to move on TCG Player, so we should acknowledge it. The Ghastly, I did want to bring this up, $88, almost $89. I will try and open this one as well. You can see it's made a massive move from 60 up to around $90. Is it going to drop back down to 60 a month from now? Who knows, right? There's so many examples you can point to from the Esviera where IR cards, SIRs, they've been bought out, they go crazy, and then out of nowhere, right, they just get dropped again on the platform. So we'll see. I do love the card, though. Even when the set released, I thought it was a very solid illustration rare. You have Ghastly in there, you have Gengar, Meowth as well, the Haunters too. So it's a great IR. Don't get me wrong. Outside of that, you know, Raging Bolt staying around $60, hasn't really moved too much. Morty's Conviction staying around 50. You have some other decent IRs, full arts, SIRs in here. The Gengar, Sawsbuck, Walking Wake, Iron Crown, I think is a beautiful artwork. Gouging Fire, like, it's a very deep set too. The unfortunate thing is you just are limited by the fact that there is no massive chase card in this set. Now, Stellar Crown, did want to point this out quickly. Not too much to say here, but the box is up to $300 on TCG Player. Part of this is probably a scarcity thing, and you have sales actually pushing to the low 300s now. So keep an eye on that. You know, on eBay, this is a box that actually I think could justify being $300. There isn't as much supply, and you know, over the past month, so it's not like it's an isolated week or two. Over the past month, sales volume has actually been picking up on Stellar Crown. My guess would be part of that has to do with the Squirtle and Bulbasaur cards becoming more expensive with, you know, kind of just the IR boom we saw. 151 stuff was moving. The original Pokemon as well, 151 were moving. So you can see Bulbasaur up to around $96, Squirtle over 110, and then it drops way down. Dash Bun, $39-ish, Terrapagos, 33. And I know we're no longer talking about early Esviera, but I did want to point out Destined Rivals back to around $580 on TCG Player. This box has, moved up what, 15% over the past month or so. Recent sales actually pushing towards $600, $650. We actually had a sale from yesterday. Seems like a little bit of an outlier right now, but still there are confirmed sales at that point. Couple specialty sets I want to talk about before we kind of have a long-term discussion here about what I'm doing currently. Black Bolt, I want to show you guys the 1 year chart because I think this is important. Ignore all of this because this is pre-order stuff, kind of irrelevant. These boxes came out in July, $90 USD, and you can see decent sales volume. The really interesting thing here, though, from middle of July last year to kind of like the middle of January this year, honestly, you could even go like middle of February, right? Like that's a very long period of time. This is now pushing $110 on TCG Player, which does not surprise me in the slightest. For the longest period of time when I was looking at eBay data, there was a lot of supply out there. That supply has vanished. There's still like a little bit, right? So I'm not saying it's impossible to find Black Bolt, but we're getting to that point now. These aren't readily available at $70, $80, $90 USD. So considering the set is still great, a lot of people would put in A tier. Some people would maybe put in B tier, right? But there are a bunch of popular Pokemon that people want to chase. You have the Red Victini, you have the Zekrom in there as well, the Seismitoad IR. I think these are just going to steadily climb this year towards 150, maybe even $200 if we don't get any more and the Pokemon market boom continues at the rate that we're currently booming. Now, obviously, things could change in the overall market. That would affect that prediction. But if things keep going, you're going to see Black Bolt continue to run. It's probably going to go kind of under the radars. Everyone's focused on Prismatic, Ascended, a few other sets. But I would recommend just keeping an eye on it. I think it's good to have at least some exposure to Black Bolt. I understand the argument. Why would I buy Black Bolt right now when I can just buy Ascended for the same price? I get it, guys. You should probably have a much larger position in Ascended, but I think it's still worth having a little bit of exposure to Black Bolt now, and then maybe in the future, if there's a reprint, you'll buy a little bit more. Or if the price difference between Ascended and Black Bolt continues to grow, then maybe it's justified at that point to be picking some up. Paldea and Fates booster bundles too. Wanted to quickly touch on this. Up to around $140 USD. These have quietly run the entire year, up 150%. That's a really solid return on investment. When we look at other things, obviously Black Bolt, you're not having great returns there, even when you ignore the pre-sale data. Destin Rivals up 80%. Again, maybe you could justify it's over 100 if you were buying around $200 USD. Stellar Crown, Temporal, like most of these sets were actually sub 50 to sub 75% ROI over the past 12 months. You can see here Paradox Rift 39.8%. So definitely not that great. But yeah, Paldean Fates, it made sense. We had the reprint. You could be picking these up here, a lot here when they're $50, $60. People thought that was great value. Now, maybe not as much, but you still have it being picked up, right, at these levels. And that's kind of why, I think you need to look at your long-term goals and look at what's happening right now and apply that to where you think things are going to be in 2030. And I'll give you a concrete example based on what I'm doing. But before we get to that, I did want to say if you guys enjoy the content, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like. We're kind of late in the video now, but it helps out a ton getting these videos pushed out to more people. If you do want to work with me this year, useful links in the description as well. Thank you so much for the support. Getting to my example before we close the video, I just sold a 151 booster bundle display. I sold it for $2,600 Canadian. I think market right now, probably like 3K, 2,900 in that range. There's a couple Shopify stores in Canada, I think still around 2,700, 2,750. So I was happy to move that. I also had a great deal on a prismatic bundle case come my way. So I paid about 2,370 Canadian for that, which I think is about 88, 89% of market when you do the conversion to USD. So these have run up a ton, up 190% on the year. Loose bundles were in that $180 to $185 range. Prismatic right now, you can buy a 25 count for around $2,000, $1,900 maybe even. And loose bundles, $70. I think within a few years, those bundles are going to be $150, $200. They're going to follow the trend of Paldean Fates, of 151, even Crown Zenith before both of those are now I think $170 in that range. So all of these really strong specialty sets, the bundles, they're in that 150 to 200 range. I'm very confident in saying that Prismatic will eventually get there in the future. I think it's such an obvious buy right now. So I'm happy to have some bundle exposure. Someone asked me today too, and I think it's important. I've got it in a couple live streams as well. Would you buy ETBs at like 80% versus bundles at 100%, right? Or 90%, whatever? It does get a little bit closer if you're buying at a percentage of market. I think too, with the ETB restocks happening, there might be some deals on loose ETBs. You're going to have scalpers, people just wanting that quick flip, making 50, 60%, whatever it's going to be. Maybe you're going to be able to buy them around 140, 150 USD for a while. Could be possible. So keep an eye on that, right? I think in terms of price per pack, if it's very similar between the bundles and the ETBs, probably just go with ETBs. But if the price per pack in an ETB is double what it is in a bundle, at that point, I think it's worth going with the booster bundles. So that's what I'm doing, just a play I've made. I'm going to have my eye out for more Prismatic as well in the coming months with these restocks happening. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you're doing, what you think. I hope you're having a great week. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.